Everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sorry, I just filmed this intro and then I think my phone told me that it wasn't working. But anyway, today's video is going to be a video all about my favorite nude lipsticks, and I'm actually going to break this video down into 3 sections. I'm going to talk about my favorite nude liquid lipsticks, my favorite nude lipsticks like bullet lipsticks, and my favorite nude lip glosses. So I'm going to show you swatches of everything. But yeah, I just figured, like, I personally love watching these kinds of videos from other YouTubers where they break down a certain category and show you their favorites in detail. And I just figured nude lips are such a staple in every collection. I personally feel like I cannot have too many nudes, even though I do have too many nudes, and I definitely am not going to be able to talk about all of them today. But yeah, nudes are just a staple, and I want to show you what works for me. Obviously, nudes are different. There's a huge range to what nude actually means because there are so many different skin tones. But for my skin tone, someone who has light to medium to tan skin with kind of olivey neutral undertones, these are the nudes that flatter me. They're a little bit different. I'm going to show you swatches side by side so you can see for yourself. But yeah, I'm just going to break down my favorite nudes for you. If you want to see all of them, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I post, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Okay, so I actually started swatching 2 of them because I thought I was filming, but then my camera kind of like died on me. But anyway, the first one that I want to mention is a Tarteist Quick Dry Matte Lip Paint in the shade Bestie. This is the nude that I'm wearing on my lips right now with a gloss on top, but this is my go-to perfect neutral nude when I do a deep smoky eye because it's just so flattering, so neutral, so complimentary. This is the swatch right here. As you can see, it's just a nice basic pink nude. It's classified as a deep nude, but on my skin tone, it truly is like the perfect neutral nude. And the Quick Dry Matte Lip Paints from Tarte are some of my favorite formula. They are very matte and very quick to dry and very liquidy and kind of paint-like when you apply it, but it is so beautiful, very comfortable, wears a long time. This is an oldie but a goodie formula for sure. And then moving down to here, this is the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Strip. This has got to be my favorite kind of like brownie neutral nude. It is amazing. ColourPop Ultra Satin Lips probably are my favorite liquid lipstick formula of all time, or I don't know if of all time because there's so many good ones, but it's definitely like in my top 3 to 5 for sure, just formula wise. The colors are absolutely amazing. I will say I am not a huge fan of their ultra matte lip, but their satin lip is where it's at. It's definitely more cushy, not as transfer proof as a matte formula, but it still dries down nicely and still breaks down and wears nicely. I actually wore it out all day. I was actually working at a coffee shop yesterday with my team, and I had this on basically the entire day. So it wore really nicely with eating and drinking. It's a beautiful formula, really pretty kind of like neutrally brown nude that's just so flattering and so complimentary. A similar shade to that I absolutely cannot live without is the Girlactik Matte Lip Paint in the shade Spice. Girlactik Matte Lip Paints are a little bit expensive. They're $23 each, but they are some of the best as well. Like, I have to say, like, this is just probably my favorite high-end liquid lipstick formula. It's absolutely, well, Ofra is good too, but I don't really have any Ofra nudes that I love. But this formula is so amazing, also very comfortable, but dries down really beautiful. And you can see it's very similar to the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip. It's a tiny bit warmer. This is it right here in Spice. This is very beautiful, very warm, kind of that beautiful fall nude. When you want something that's a little bit brown, a little bit red, not super duper pink, but still neutral enough, like this is it. And it just is so flattering. I absolutely love this shade. It is my go-to. Like, I will travel with this a lot. We'll always throw this on when I'm like, what's a good nude that's not too brown, not too red, not too pink, not too much of anything. This is it. Girlactik Matte Lip Paints. Awesome formula and quite underrated, I will say. I have to give a shout out to my OG. This is the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick in the shade Sandstorm. This is a liquid lipstick formula I always recommend to my friends or anyone who asks me like, hey, what's the best like drugstore liquid lipstick? And I always say off the top of my head, NYX Liquid Suede. I think they do need more nude shades. Like, in my opinion, this is the only true like nude, but the formula of this is so beautiful. And this is like so flattering. It's more of a cool tone neutrally nude. As you can see right here, it's a little bit more cool tone than everything else, but for some reason, this is just so flattering on my skin tone. Whenever I want like my go-to nude on a day-to-day basis, this is probably the nude lipstick I reach for the most, just because I know it works with any look I'm doing. Something really smoky like this or something very basic, I know this will come through for me. it's just a tried and true, and honestly, like, I will repurchase this time and time again. Okay, and then I have two more like nudes, if you will. The first one is the M Cosmetics Rose Nude Infinite Lip Cloud, and this is awesome. This is like a nice neutrally nude. Even though I've seen it look more warm tone on some people, on me personally, I think it's more cool tone neutral, kind of like my Bestie. I will line it up next to Bestie for you so you can see. It's a beautiful rosy pinky shade. The doe foot has a little divot in it, but it's very liquidy, very kind of thin. The formula is almost reminiscent of the Tarte Quick Dry Matte Lip Paint. They're very, very similar, but this one does transfer. It's not super duper matte, but it does wear a really long time, and I don't know, I just love the experience. I love M Cosmetics. I think they are an underrated brand. I've had this in my collection for quite some time, but yeah, I've actually been wanting to try her magic glosses for a long time, and I haven't gotten around to buying them, but I don't know, I just think it's a really, really beautiful formula, and this shade in Rose Nude is very, very flattering, and I don't know, like, I feel like I'm saying the same thing about each of these, but as when you line them up, they're all a little bit different, right? So there are some subtleties among these products that make me want to use one over the other on a certain type of day or on a certain type of occasion or with a certain type of look. So that's what I love about nudes. Like, they all look very similar, but the hints of the undertone, the formula, how they wear, you know, little things like that just make them all different to me and all so special. To round out my favorite nude liquid lipsticks, and trust me guys, I have so many more, but these are just like I wanted to keep it to like my tried and trues. I have to give a shout out to the RealHer matte liquid lipstick in the shade I Will Succeed. This is probably the most recent discovery out of all of these nude liquid lipsticks, but when I started using these, I fell in love with the formula. I talked about them in a favorites video earlier this year. These are so beautiful, and I have the smaller version, so I always travel with them. This is such a beautiful formula. It is so liquidy, very matte, very thin. The consistency is almost like paint, but these dry down all the way and they do not budge. They wear, but they are so comfortable, which I never thought I could really associate with a matte liquid lipstick. I never thought I would say that about a matte liquid lipstick because I was always like, okay, if it's matte, it's gonna like be weird and like feel weird, but no, this is awesome. As you can see, it's a little bit lighter and pinkier than the rest, but so beautiful. I absolutely love it, and I travel with it all the time. It does not look patchy. It's very smooth, creamy, opaque, and I don't know, I just think it's really, really fun. So these are all the nude liquid lipsticks up close. Just to give you a summary again, we've got Tarte Bestie, ColourPop Strip, we've got Girlactik Spice, NYX Sandstorm, M Cosmetics Rose Nude, and RealHer I Will Succeed. All beautiful, my favorite liquid lipsticks, and you can see they're all a little bit different, but on my undertone and my skin, I find these to all work for me. Okay, let's move on to my favorite nude bullet lipsticks, and bullet lipsticks for nudes are honestly like probably some of my go-to because I can just throw it on, be good to go, and you know, out the door. So I want to start with one that I don't think I could live without. I'm always traveling with this, and this is the Tarte Color Splash lipstick in the shade Colada. This is what it looks like in the bullet. This is more of like that brown. Oh my god, I just broke the bullet. Am I dumb? That's my fault. That's my fault because I twisted it up too high because I wanted to show you guys. But anyway, this is such a creamy formula. That sucks. I broke it, but whatever. I'm still gonna use it. It is a matte, but it's not super duper matte. It's very, very creamy, lasts a long time. It's just that perfect neutrally browny undertone, which I personally love, a brown undertone nude. I think that's my favorite if I had to choose between peach, pink, you know, whatever. I personally love a brown to neutral undertone just because I think it's more flattering on my like skin undertone personally. And this is so beautiful. You can wear this with the most glam look, the least glam look. It's a go-to for me, and the formula is very long wearing, very comfortable, and this is just amazing. I next have to mention this because this is like that lipstick sister in my opinion. Like whenever I travel, I always bring these two lipsticks. This is the ColourPop Velvet Blur lipstick in the shade California Love. I have a few of these ColourPop lipsticks, but this is the only Velvet Blur formula I have, which the Velvet Blur formula is a little bit less pigmented than their regular Luxe lipsticks, but with that being said, these are still pigmented. And I love this because it's like that classic reddish brown as well. As you can see right here, it's a little bit warmer than Colada. Colada's a little bit more brown. This is a little bit more red, but it is still such a beautiful color on me. I think the undertone's really flattering. The formula is really nice. It doesn't last as long in my opinion as the Tarte lipstick does, but maybe it's because it's not as creamy and as opaque. But yeah, I love it. I highly recommend the Velvet Blurs because you can wear them literally with no makeup and it'll still just make your lips like look a little bit, have a little bit something, add a little color to your face without doing the whole shebang. I'm also trying not to mention any products that were limited edition or things that are not being sold anymore, just because I want to stay as true to what you can actually go out and buy as possible. So I want to mention this. Again, this is a RealHer product. This is the RealHer Moisturizing Lipstick in the shade No Filter. I don't know what it is about RealHer. Honestly, I got this as a Christmas gift from my cousin. She bought like this huge set, I think from Costco or something, with all these lipsticks and all these liquid lipsticks. And honestly, it is freaking amazing. This formula is so creamy. Moisturizing is right, but it does last a long time. And this is what it looks like right here. It's a little bit more pinky, as you can see, than these two, but I love a good pink undertone, pink to neutral. It's just so flattering. Great for a big smoky eye. Love the formula. It's so cushy and you just feel like you want to wear it all day because you can wear it all day. Next up, the Lorac Alter Ego lipstick, also an oldie but a goodie, but this formula kind of reminds me of the RealHer formula. I would say the RealHer formula actually lasts a little bit longer though, but this is in the shade Cat Lady. Looks like this, and it has a really beautiful like vanilla scent, which is awesome. Like it just smells so good every time you put it on. But this is what this one looks like. It looks very similar, as you can see, to No Filter, but it's a little bit more peach neutral, whereas No Filter is a little bit more pink. Sorry, I have double jointed arms, which it's like hard for me to like hold it up like this because I'm just like my arm wants to go like this. But anyway, yeah, so this is really, really beautiful. Another go-to of mine. Usually if I'm doing a no makeup look, like this is a lipstick I will reach for. This or this one, and it's so creamy. It doesn't last super duper long, but I wanted to show you like matte formulas, cream formulas, just so you guys can have a range of everything for what you want, you know, to pick up the most. Okay, I have two more. I have so many nude lipsticks, but I just obviously wanted to condense this. This is probably my go-to like lipstick if I want to throw something on with no makeup. This is the BareMinerals Gen Nude lipstick in the shade Strip, and probably because I regard this more as like a really pigmented lip balm. It's just got that super balmy texture. So beautiful. This is what the bullet looks like, and it is just so nice. Like you can see it's got a nice kind of glossy sheen. It's definitely not as pigmented as the rest. You can see it kind of like looks like a more of a blot for your lips. The idea, I think, of this lipstick range was not to come out with super opaque, like highly pigmented lipsticks, but things that you could just throw on, feel good, and just be out the door. And this definitely is it. You definitely don't need a mirror to apply this. It's just foolproof in my opinion, and you know, it's really, really beautiful. Strip, I think, is described as having a brown undertone, which obviously, are you surprised? I love a brown undertone, and yeah, I love it. Okay, my last nude that I'm going to mention for lipsticks today is the H&M Wellies and Tweed lipstick, and this is something that I feel like no one talks about, H&M makeup in general, myself included, but this is my go-to like terracotta brown nude lipstick. This is something that I will wear on so many different occasions. It's very pigmented and very creamy and comfortable, but it lasts a really, really long time. You can see it's got that more browny red undertone than some of these others. It actually kind of looks like a mix between ColourPop California Love and Tarte Colada. You know, it's very interesting. So these are all, sorry, I'm like trying to turn my arm. These are all the nude lipsticks that are my favorites. To summarize, I've got Tarte Colada, ColourPop California Love, RealHer No Filter, Lorac Cat Lady. This one right here is BareMinerals Strip, and then this one is H&M Wellies and Tweed. So again, all these undertones, really, really beautiful. When I was going to work in the office every day, my go-to would be to apply one of these lipsticks because they're so easy, so foolproof. You don't really need to like stay within the lines like you would a liquid lipstick. They're a little bit more forgiving. I still think bullet lipsticks are an OG. Like, definitely go get yourself a good nude bullet lipstick. Like, honestly, it's classic and timeless. Okay, and then last but not least, our last category is lip glosses right here. And I typically don't just go in with a lip gloss, to be honest. Like, nude lip glosses are something that I am getting more into, like just applying a nude lip gloss and being out the door, because if I'm wearing a lip gloss, typically it's going to be like a lip topper. Either I'm wearing a lipstick underneath and just want to apply something on top, like what I did today. Currently I am wearing Tarte Bestie, and then I'm wearing ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in On Board as my topper, and that's what gives my lips like that shine. But I love a good nude lip gloss as well. So starting off off with probably my favorite. This is the Morphe lip gloss in the shade Pixie. It looks a little bit more cool toned, but this is a foolproof gloss. Like, honestly, great scent, great applicator, not too thick, not too thin, not too sticky. This just is everything. And sorry, I swatched it next to the other one, but this is so great. Like, you can see how pigmented it is just on its own. It lasts a super long time, but it's so comfortable and it's not super duper sticky. This is probably Morphe's best cosmetic product. I'm just gonna say it. Their eyeshadows are great, but this is so underrated. I definitely want to go out and buy more lip glosses from them because holy cow, I'm so impressed with this formula. And I love this because you can see it's fully opaque. It's got a little bit more of a brown cool undertone, but on the lips, it flatters any makeup look you're wearing. Next up, I want to mention the ColourPop So Juicy Lip Gloss in the shade Beachwood. Now, this lip gloss is very interesting because it is very, very sticky. It's very minty. It's meant to plump your lips. I personally don't really notice an uncomfortable sensation. I just kind of like the mintiness it gives me. The packaging is very reminiscent of the Victoria's Secret kind of like lip glosses or the Lancome Juicy Tubes. Comes out like this, and this actually doesn't give me a lot of pigment, you would think, even though it looks brown in the tube, but it still gives you enough. This shine is on another level. Like, can you just see the difference? Like, Morphe is great, but it's more opaque. This is like bam, like shine in your face. With that being said, I still love this color and it is still one of my go-to lip glosses. Lip glosses are probably the product that I wear most nowadays because when I'm lounging at home, I'm either wearing, you know, like lip balm or I'll throw on a gloss because they last a long time. Obviously, I don't need to put on a color lipstick. I'm not really going anywhere, but lip glosses I wear for comfort actually. So yeah, this is one I'll apply, and because it's so sticky, it will last a really long time. So definitely check it out. It is plumping, but it's not uncomfortable. One of my newer discoveries is the Alamar Cosmetics Dulce lip gloss, and this is like a thick pigmented lip gloss. It's very sticky, as you can see, very opaque, kind of like that same wand as the Morphe, but this feels so good. Like, even dragging it across my skin here, it feels thick, and you can see that color is definitely lighter than the others and normally what I would go for. And I will admit, when you apply it all over your lips, or when I apply it over my lips, like, it can look a little bit washed out just because it is a pretty pale nude, but I think it's so beautiful, especially with like a deep smoky eye, or if you just want to apply this without really any other makeup, it won't wash you out because you're not wearing anything else, and it just is so beautiful. Lasts a long time, stays in place, great formula. I also love the Mommy Spice Latte. I love this one a little bit more, but I don't know if it's like technically a nude, so yeah. Okay, similar to that is the Milani Ludicrous Lip Gloss in the shade Teen Spirit. Comes in this fat packaging with this doe foot. It's also a sticky formula and very opaque. You can see it's kind of similar to the Alamar in terms of formula and opacity, but obviously this one is a pink nude. You can see right here the difference between the two. It's much deeper, much more opaque, so this is great too. It lasts a long time. The Milani Ludicrous lip glosses are very sticky, so if you don't like that, you will not like these. But with that being said, I still think they are a great formula and a great option. Okay, I have two more. I have to give a shout out to the OG ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Aquarius. This is like their very first ultra glossy lip packaging. It's just a standard doe foot. This is the collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and Aquarius was like her nudes. Like, she came out with an Aquarius Ultra Satin, Ultra Matte, Ultra Glossy, and a lippy stick, and I actually also own the lippy stick. But this is really beautiful because it is a beautiful pinky nude without it being too light. I think it works beautifully on my skin tone. You can see it's obviously opaque, but it's not as pigmented as these two up here, but it still gives you a beautiful shine. It's a little bit more comfortable. Well, okay, they're all comfortable, but if you don't want a sticky formula, but you want one that still has color and will still last, the ColourPop Ultra Glossy lips are, in my opinion, the way to go. They're just kind of like that perfect, like, all-around gloss, where if you don't want it to be too sticky, too liquidy, too serum-y, although their super high shine ones are very serum-y, and so my favorite formula ever. The regular ultra glossy lip is just kind of that nice middle ground, and this color is really, really beautiful. I wear it all the time, even though it is kind of older. I still wear it on days where, you know, I'm just doing a little bit of mascara, a little bit of concealer, a little bit of bronzer or blush, and I'm out the door. Like, this will be the lip gloss I put on. It's just beautiful. My final lip gloss is one that I need in my collection because I don't really have anything else like it in my collection. This is the Steve Laurent Champagne lip gloss. It has the slight gold reflex. I don't know if you can tell in the tube, but I'm keeping this around because this is my quintessential lightening lip gloss. So as you can see, it's very pale and it's almost kind of sheer. It's not a pigmented gloss at all. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be more of a topper. This is for when I want to lighten a lipstick. So for example, I put on a dark color, darker than what actually looks good with the rest of my look after I do my eye makeup, and I'm like, crap, what lip gloss am I gonna put on? What am I gonna put on to fix this? I don't want to put on a whole other layer of lipstick. Like, I want to just like lighten it up where I see fit. So this will be the gloss I reach for because it is very sheer and very pale. It just balances out any darker lipstick you have underneath beautifully. So for that reason, this is a top dog of mine. Just to go over the glosses again, we have Morphe Pixie right here, ColourPop Beachwood, we have Alamar Dulce right here, we have Milani Teen Spirit, we have ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in Aquarius, and Steve Laurent in Champagne. So yeah, you guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my rundown of my favorite nude lipsticks, nude liquid lipsticks, and my favorite nude lip glosses. Leave me a comment down below with what your go-to nude is. Seriously, I would seriously love to know. I feel like I say seriously like after every time I ask you, but I actually would really love to know what works well for your skin tone. Let me know if you have a similar skin tone to me or how different your skin tone is to me and what your favorite nude is. I would absolutely love to know because as I mentioned at the start of this video, I don't think one can ever have too many nudes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, please, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Mwah! Bye!